Charlie Curnow! It was almost a Lingo, you beauty!
I'm introducing you to Carlton's step-in list manager for the day, Dan.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Hey, how are we doing?
Well, I'm great. We've got a lot of work to do with this list, and you're going to run us through exactly what you would do as list manager, using your algorithm, using the TPI, and so let's talk a little bit about, who's available in terms of a trade target or a free agent target, and let's talk a little bit about who you'd be getting rid of.
Yep, so the first slide here, we've got our current state of list. And at the bottom, you'll see the algorithm has created the premiership winning teams for the last 100 years and what it believes the perfect list looks like.
Right.
So we can say, obviously, every team's got 45, depending on your rookies. But predominantly, you'll see that the average age and games running down the middle column and the average TPI strength. So we can see here that in midfield, we've got 10 small defenders. So small defenders, by definition, general defenders, they can play in the midfield. You have someone playing the pocket, all over the place, just the smaller guys. 6 keys, so you can see very similar to the Premiership. They have 5. We've got 6 because obviously Casbolt is now classed as a key defender.
Right.
So then you can see midfielders, 12. We've got 11 for the average Premiership side, but that's made up for because their general forwards have 1 more than us. Key forwards, we've got 1 more, and that's because most teams have about the same ruckman and 1 more general defender. So you can see that's just a rough estimate of where you are.
Right. So last 100 premiership teams,
Yep.
on average, their age, their games, and their TPI.
Yeah, so the ones that stand out is usually the midfield, is where you've got your age and games, which we covered last video. And you can see as well that usually your general defenders and your key defenders, your key position players, usually the most experienced and the oldest, where it's the opposite at Carlton.
Okay. So having a look at the current situation of our list, we've got quite a few players that are out of contract, as you can see the list here.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about what's happening here. These are obviously, as you can see on screen, those who you believe we should be keeping, those who we should be delisting, and those who will likely or most likely be retiring.
Yeah.
The interesting one for me, obviously Simo comes up. Question about do you keep Daisy comes up a lot. And my thing is, I don't think we need both of them.
Yeah, 100%.
So if Simo was to go on, do you then say we delist Daisy? Or what do you think? Or are you steadfast in Simo's done?
I love Simo.
Yeah. Let's clear the air. We'd love Kate Simpson. This is not a campaign to get rid of him, but the reality is...
I feel Daisy just offers a little bit more now at 31 as opposed to... He'll be 35 next year, Simo.
Yep.
So that's like being 90.
I think Daisy's 32 today, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like today.
So
but
this was right at the time of writing. So,
Right.
But I would say Daisy 32, he's got that pocket ability.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Simo, in my mind, he retires and I bring him in as a development coach, development officer, really pass on that blood.
Yep.
But I feel he'll retire at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I've got rid of Darcy Lang. I've been a big fan of Darcy Lang. And it's tough because you can see with our team we need players who are 24 and over and with games. And he has that. I just feel he's clogging up salary cap space from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Gartler, he goes as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And mate, as the list manager, you've got to make some tough calls.
I've been brutal.
You've got to make some tough calls, but fortunately, that's what makes a great list manager and a
I've
great
actually
football club.
delisted 4 players in this team that I like.
Yeah.
So Kim LeBoy is another one.
Yeah. Oh, he's finished.
Injured, and he's really looking average in VFL.
Yeah.
And Cottrell, I still don't see why we burnt a pick for Cottrell.
Yeah, it was a weird one, wasn't it?
He's very undersized.
Yeah. Look, he's a competitor from what I've only seen him play 1 game, but the reality is we've got a lot of these small size types. Yes, they might be competitors, but haven't really been able to
100%.
break through.
And I've got rid of Kennedy and Lobb. I feel that we have too many ruckmen. Lobb goes because I feel now it's time to feed TDK in and look to replace Cruiser with someone who can tide us over till TDK develops.
Right, and obviously with your delistings, you've got some plans in mind for who you want to bring in.
100%, yeah.
Okay.
I've tried to replace them like for like. Some players that people might be surprised, I've actually moved. I would promote Hugh Goddard to the full list. Kept DeLuca, Gibbons, some names that get banded around, and everyone will be happy to see Casbolt stays.
Yeah, look, it's funny what 8 weeks does.
I'd be open as well to be looking to trade Casbolt Jones.
Yeah, we've got
using as a trade target.
We've got quite a few of them, don't we, down there? We've got quite a few of those key position defenders.
So I would be looking. I'd be open to trading it if I can snare one of my targets. So let's have a look what that does to the team if I did that. So these are the players who go.
Yep.
So you can see there that I haven't lost anything in TPI really, apart from Cade Simpson. Cade Simpson's going to hit as hard.
Yep.
And you can see he really hits that general defender.
It's coming at some point, isn't it? It's coming at some point. That's the reality.
So it's dropped down by 16. Like, interesting though, our average age has actually gone up a bit.
Okay. Well, yeah, I bet. He's 30. How old is he right now?
34. So.
Yeah.
And you can see there that everything else really hasn't affected him much. Mids has got a little bit younger again, which is a risk.
Yeah.
We've cut. I would say we've cut the hangers on in the side. Being brutally honest.
Right.
And first guy I'd be looking at.
Right. Here we go.
I love this guy.
Okay. Tell me about Adam Tomlinson.
Adam Tomlinson. So 128 games and he's perfect age 26.
Yeah.
So he's going to be my Cade Simpson replacement in the modern day rebuild. This guy can play key position, small position, midfield, and he also plays in the ruck a little bit as well.
Right. Interesting.
So real good, strong average, 2.84.
Solid experience too. I actually didn't realise how many games he played.
Excellent user by foot.
Yeah.
Can play on the ball.
Yeah.
So this guy does everything. He's my man for every season. He's my Swiss Army knife footballer.
Yep.
Adam Tomlinson is a free as well.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't cost me anything apart from his salary.
Restricted?
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted free agent. Interesting. Okay.
Love Tomo.
Okay. Moving on.
And then we bring
Brandon
a guy,
Ellis. I like this one.
I love Brandon Ellis.
I love the way this guy plays his game.
So I was looking at someone who was going to be like Cade Simpson, older, experienced, great user.
Yeah.
Can snag a goal.
Yeah. Can
TP
snag a goal.
Yeah. Now, the problem I had, Simpson's 5.84, so I was going to lose a lot of TPI. This guy, almost the same, but he's 10 years younger.
Yeah, yeah. He's the perfect age. He
He's
really is.
fighter.
164 games, yeah. He's got good mileage, played in big games. It's really we don't have to wait. We don't have to wait for the development. We don't have to wait to see the best of Brandon Ellis. This is Brandon Ellis, and you have the best of him.
Well, on average, teams have 3 or 4,
Yeah.
so 3 to 4 premiership winners on their list.
Yeah,
Right? We don't.
we don't. Yeah.
We have Daisy.
Yeah. Well.
So to me, I'm bringing one in, recent one here.
Okay.
And Tomlinson obviously played finals last 2 years, so I'm bringing this winning mentality to Carlton.
Yeah.
Brendan Ellis, he would be my new...
Not too bad to put alongside Sam Doherty either. Two guys that really drive the football forward.
And
yeah.
both good users,
Yeah.
tough in the tackle.
Yeah.
I'm excited already about this.
I like this. Okay, moving on.
Next, now, I needed a ruckman.
Mate, talk me through this. This is left field. Talk me through this one.
Well, I needed a ruckman who
Yeah.
could maybe do a little bit of forward time.
Yeah.
I needed someone that's modern day. So Cruiser's not modern day ruckman.
Right.
Cruiser's old school. So this guy is strong. He's moves around the ground really well.
Yep.
Dominating in his state league.
Yep.
Can't get a game. Some good players in the Sydney Ruck department.
Yeah.
And he's my tied over job as we feed TDK in.
So you're replacing Matthew Lobe with Dusty.
Yeah, so I've got Cruiser still predominantly as my first choice ruckman.
Yeah.
Cameron would be coming in for the big, agile ruckman. So your Englishes, your
Yeah.
Grundys,
Okay.
and giving us a chance to feed TDK in, because TDK is probably 3 years away
Yeah.
from ruck body. We made the mistake with Cruz at 21.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't want to make that mistake. I want TDK full-time 25.
Yep.
So I need someone to...
Good age too. Brings the age profile of the ruck down.
Yeah, it brings it down.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like Darcy Cameron. Real good, solid footballer.
Yep. I like this one. Moving along. Now, mate, we spoke about this off air. Italiano, bring him down to Lygon Street. We've got all the free espressos that he wants.
Oh, yeah.
However he wants it, long macchiatos, mate. Tell me, how do we get, what's he going to bring to our club?
Well, this is just so I can eat for free in Lygon Street. I reckon if someone brings Coggy here, now Coggy, he's going to cost us probably our first rounder this year and a future first rounder, so he's going to cost me a lot.
Yeah.
But Coggy, goal kicking mid.
Yeah.
Goal kicking mid.
Big body, tackles,
Just
feeds it out. Yeah.
like the
Jeez.
idea that as well, what I love about him is he rotates across the half forward line as well.
Yeah.
So we can really deploy SPS, Fisher on that half forward line.
Yep.
And actually get a rotation going that's beneficial.
Yep.
This guy with Cripps is just a dream, like
Yeah.
double C's.
Yeah.
Like, I just think this guy is the best player.
Is that his average TPI as it stands right now?
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Wow,
Pretty good.
that is fascinating.
And that's bearing in mind that the first 50 games, this guy averaged 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, you put him in, and you put him into a big Melbourne club as well. What that does for his brand, his opportunities, and it gives him the opportunity to have his talents,
100%.
on the platform.
Best mates as well with O'Meara, so it'd be interesting that he'd be able to come here week in, week out, really compare.
Yeah.
I reckon Coggy, perfect age now to be looking at Dynasty, and he makes Carlton win a flag.
Absolutely.
This guy, there'll be a bronze statue by the end of 2020.
Absolutely. Stephen Cornelio, let's make it happen, mate.
Come on, mate.
Moving along, Tom Papley, I like this one. This makes so much sense.
Now
We're crying out for a small forward.
Looking at our midfield small forwards, it's small forwards we really lack it. Now, Papley I love because he fits the age profile. He's 22, so he's a young boy.
I didn't realise how young he was.
So 23, it would be by the trade time.
Yeah.
But he would have played about 80 games then, so he's really got the experience.
Yeah.
Fits into our young list.
Yeah.
Excellent TPI.
Yeah.
Natural goal kicker. Papley's got everything you could ever want. And anticipated, according to sources, to be a late first rounder, second rounder. So that's where I'd have to use some imagination with our picks to get him.
Yep.
But Papley, Melbourne boy,
Yeah.
he'd be my centrepiece.
Yeah. And you'd play him predominantly as a forward, or would you play him in the same role that he plays for the Swans?
He wants to play more forward time, so according to his agent, he really wants to have more forward time and be their primary goal target.
Okay.
Imagine him playing off young McKay and Kerno.
Jeez.
This guy can crumb.
Okay.
And next is controversial.
Very controversial. Mate, we're trying to bring this... Well, to be fair, we're not trying to bring the average age down. We want to probably make it rise a little bit. But I feel like with Tory Dixon, and you'll probably get into it a little bit more, I feel like it wouldn't cost a lot to get him.
No.
And it'd just be that experienced head.
I think we need 2 small forwards who are either old or experienced, but I also don't want us to do what Carlton do usually and buy an old player who's average.
Yeah.
So, Tory Dixon, this guy is goals for days.
Yeah.
He's tenacious, he's forward pressure,
Yeah.
tackles well. I love him. 104 gamer, comes from a winning team, know what a flag looks like, good TPI.
Yeah.
He's like Matthew Wright on steroids.
Okay, so it would obviously just depend on how much you're giving up for him. If you're not giving up much, so what would he'd be a free agent?
He's totally free.
So we just pick him up like that, sign him up for a year, give him an player option or something like that.
I think to me, fantastic option. And I've heard from people, plus the doggies, he's really impactful in passing on his knowledge.
I bet.
We've got young players that really could do with that.
Well, you think about it, Kim LeBlanc, Jared Pickett, I mean, they're arguably just too young, and Jared Garlett and just didn't get it done. So what's the hurt going to be in having an experienced guy who can
100%.
bring standards with him? I don't imagine Tory Dixon drinking 2 nights before a game.
I don't think he'd get any Carlton fan excited, but these are the kind of players are on lists.
Got
so
you.
look at Burgoyne at Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Not a world beater anymore, but he's just that rock workhorse.
Yeah, he's still class.
We need workhorses, like Poppy and players like that.
Right.
So he's just not exciting, steady.
Okay.
So let's see what that looks like then.
So let's have a look. So this will tell us what it would take to get, obviously, Cornelio and Papley. It'd need to be a trade, whereas the others are just free agents that we could go for.
So I've tried to bring in quality, so you can see what I've lost.
Yeah.
I haven't lost much. Obviously, Lobb, Simpson, Lang, serviceable. Kennedy probably could get better.
Yep.
But I feel now's the time I've tried to think of not wait on players anymore.
Yep.
We're going to be in top 8 clubs, so you don't perform in the first 2 years.
It's win-loss now, isn't it?
Yeah, so for me,
we're here to win.
If I was list manager, I'd be brutal.
Yeah,
I'd be cutting the band-aid.
Yep.
So you see there, look, Cog, Papley, trades, then your free agents like that, Ellis, Tomlinson, Dixon.
Yeah.
I think I've covered what I've lost.
And more. Yeah, I agree. So in an ideal world, we get all of these guys in.
That would be in fantasy world.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot to do. But
There'd be a lot of work to do, a lot of conversations, a lot of company dinners and whatnot.
But Ken Liddell would be dropping a lot of money on the old private jet.
Yeah. Be giving Bruce Matheson a bit of a call here and there.
We'd be flying these boys up and down Melbourne.
Okay.
So let's see then.
So having a look now, we've got obviously Sauce, who we do love Sauce.
I love Sauce.
But listen, we're here about, talking about the next generation of Carlton and looking ahead at our careers in more specifically your career. Dan, the list manager, tell me what we're seeing here.
So what we see is we've got at the top, we've got the premiership staple,
Yeah.
the guideline. So we can see, and then we've got me there. Sauce is on holiday, and I do his job that week. And
Yeah.
let's see what would happen if we had my team versus what we've got now.
Right.
So you can see the age profile of the general defenders goes slightly down.
Okay.
However, more importantly, it's the quality that's on the list. The TPI a lot higher.
Okay.
So what I've tried to do is I knew I was going to lose Cade, which was going to really affect my TPI. I've
Yeah.
gone and got Tomlinson in and Ellis, who are real high performers, real good users to help my team out.
Okay. So, looking at what your best 22 lining up round 1 in 2020 would look like, looks a little something like this. So this is in an ideal world, everything goes your way. You've got the target. You lock down everyone you want to lock down, and this is how we line up.
Got Richmond and
Wow.
here we are, so the back line. Got Ellis and Doc in the pockets.
Wow.
With Jonesy monitoring fullback.
Yep.
Half back, I've got me Stocker, Wheater in and Newman. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Stocker rotating through.
Yep.
Obviously, I could have Tomlinson there.
Yep.
I thought first game I'd give Stocker his just desserts.
Yep.
Midfield looks pretty good. If you look at the half forward line, look at that. Cunningham, Kerner and Coggy.
Jeez.
Flag winning already. And this is where the biggest redesign is, the full forward line.
Yeah.
I've got...
Well, you got the small forwards next to the damn.
Yeah, I've
Next to
actually
the
got
damn
small
forward.
players as opposed to trees, and I've
Yeah.
got Dixon and Papley
Yeah.
hanging off everything McKay has to offer.
Yep.
Me ruck obviously hasn't changed. Me followers haven't changed. And then on the bench, I think we've got really good depth. So bearing in mind, there's some players I've picked up that aren't in here. So Tomlinson gives us options. I've gone for maximum options. So I've got Silvani, you can play in the midfield, down back if need be, and up top. Marchbank, key and small at the same time.
Yeah.
Kerno anywhere, and so does Dow. So
Yeah.
real modern day 22 that.
There
Very
you
similar
go.
to Geelong.
So I'm just noticing there, mate. You could even probably just slide in Mark Murphy somewhere there, or are you being harsh with Murph?
Murphy's, my dream would be to have Murphy and Daisy play more VFL time.
Yeah.
And really develop
And-
any draftees, young
Yeah.
players, really set that as a professional
Well,
base.
that does take us to a whole different level, doesn't it?
And cherry pick when we use these guys.
Yeah.
Now,
They'll be depth players,
Yeah,
squad
definitely.
players. Yeah. Well, there you have it. There's your list manager, Dan. Mate, thank you so much. This is very valuable. A great exercise. Obviously, we've got the bye this weekend, so this will be some great content for people to have a think about. Let us know what you thought of everything. The targets. Did we miss any? Are you thinking of any more that you want to have a look at? Do you want to know their stats? Let us know, because we can get access to them for you. And fingers crossed for a strong finish to 2019 and an even better off-season period for our boys as we really surge to hopefully a finals run in 2020.
Oh, definitely, yeah.